Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back. Thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of SKF Weekly. You see it. That's right. Ron and John, we are back in full effect. Listen, it's another Monday, man. How you feeling, John?
Oh, I'm good, man. Happy to be here. A little under the weather, but I'm pushing through it. How are you?
That's all we can ask. I'm all right, man. I'm hanging in there. I'm, trying my best, man. That's all we can ask. But listen, look, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I tell you, when John can't be here, he just can't be here. But he'll be here when he can be here, even if he's feeling under the weather. That's my guy.
Yeah, listen, I try.
Well, I hope you feel better, brother. And we'll try to get you up out of here. This is going to be more of an abbreviated show, guys. We want to get this one in the books, but just understand John's not feeling that great, and we'll take it as it goes. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all. Give y'all some time. I know y'all streaming in, but shout out to Delano Steele Jr. Appreciate you, my brother. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to Angel Torres in the building. Salute my brother. Hey, we are here, folks.
Yes,
Preseason is in full effect. Man, man, it's tough because I'm excited about preseason, but I'm realizing, John, that fans are a little stressed out. It's like they forget that preseason is preseason. Like, it's still preseason. We still working. I don't know,
it's
man.
true.
Have you been hearing some of this stuff? Like, fans have been flipping out. Like, oh man, the same old Knicks, man. I'm like, yo, calm down.
I am so happy I sort of disengaged myself from Twitter. Like I have it,
Good for
but
you.
I disengaged from it. So all I've really seen is like the YouTube, the NBK family. I'm watching their material on YouTube
Mm.
and stuff. Some stuff on YouTube and stuff, but I haven't really like locked in on the Twitterverse. So I'm sort of out of the loop when it comes to what Twitter has to say. Or
Probably for the
X
best,
as they
man.
call it now. I'm
Yeah, it's
sure.
probably for the best. That's how you keep your psyche, bro. That's how you,
But
you stay
But
sane.
bro, we're legit two preseason game in, right? Like it hasn't even been the follow the I would say like the final preseason game is sort of what you should put your hat on, right? Like that's the one that's sort of the precursor to the start of the season. Um
Right.
so I'm sort of waiting for that to see how they roll out because right
Mm-hmm.
now like Jalen Brunson hasn't even played a full 40 minutes, right? And either one of the games. So
No, no,
yeah, I'm
no,
not concerned.
no. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, man. I think that everything's gonna work out okay. I think we'll be fine, Nick fans. I think we're okay. I think we'll be all right. Um, shout out to Delano Steele. He said the Knicks are. He said episode 922, 922. The Knicks are a full trash can, but not overflowing trash, spilling over the floor. That's gonna be us as we continue to do these episodes. When we get to 922, that's what it's gonna look like.
That's
Oh
funny.
man. Shout out to Angel Torres. He says Grimes will be fine. Well, we're gonna talk about it. We'll see. We'll see
Mm.
what the thought is. But so, were you able to see both preseason games, John?
Yeah, I recorded them and then I watched them back. I seen parts of the Timberwolves game and then I had to roll out and then I came back and I rewatched it from the DVR did and everything. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, what'd you think about the first game?
Um, Not much to really talk through. It's more like everyone's just getting back to the swing of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like that RJ. That was the game RJ went 9 for 9, right, from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that he did that, and starting to really see some of his mid range game, work to effect. He still can buy a
Mm-hmm.
bucket lane, player package still kind of low weak, but hopefully the strength, him building a little bit more strength, helps him this year and helps him finish a lot more at the rim. But again, we got to see them really play full on minutes. And yeah, didn't really see much of anything that was be glaring. DiVincenzo's first outing was a little, you know, I don't know, wasn't what I expected from him.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
shot the ball poorly, I would say, and I don't see that gonna be. I don't think that's gonna be a normal trend for him. But and then Fournier playing, minutes, that was a surprise.
It was a surprise.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was my takeaways. Mitch Robinson
Mm-hmm.
strong, look ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Julius looks like he's still trying to build himself back into basketball game shape. I mean, he's in good shape, but like basketball game
Right.
shape, he looks still
Right.
rusty. But all in all, I think it's a preseason game and it's like the first. So I mean, ain't much to say about it other than you're gonna see a lot of players play minutes that aren't gonna even see the floor, right? Like so, you see Isaiah
Agreed.
Robies and even Deuce played legitimate amount of minutes in that first game. So,
Yeah,
and
he
I don't
he played a
expect
good
to see
amount.
I
Yeah.
don't expect to
Yeah.
see him play many minutes in the regular season unless someone gets hurt. But unless Tibbs got some tricks under his sleeves that I'm not aware of.
Right. And in that first game, it was like super garbage time, but not really. You know what I mean? It's not like we were blowing the team out, but we just decided here, everybody on the bench. I mean, the bench. That's my new name.
Yeah,
The
hit
bench
the bench
gets
bench.
out there.
That's a
Yeah.
deep
So
bench.
it was crazy. It was I don't think that might be the one and only time guys will ever see Tibbs play everybody. That was really
All right,
interesting to see. Yeah. So that was
he went
pretty
straight
dope.
into the archives, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So I really did like the fact that certain guys got some good minutes, which they deserve to get because you know what? They may not get a chance throughout the regular season. And you know what?
Right.
One, it builds their confidence, gives them a shot to be a part of the team, to feel like they're contributing. Two, it allows other teams around the league to look at these players that may be sitting for a while and see, okay, these guys got a little something. I mean, I know it's preseason, but this is your only sample size to look at them. So, yeah, from that part is good. It was good to see Deuce get some good extended minutes, and it was good to see Fournier get some nice extended minutes. So I definitely thought that was good. And so that is interesting that Fournier did play pretty well. He played the way we would expect Fournier to play. The dude can shoot.
Yeah.
Give him some minutes, give him
Yeah.
some shots. He can put up some points. But that
Yeah.
leads us into game 2. And in game 2, this is where I think things got a little interesting. And this is where I think the fans started to lose their mind a little bit. Not you guys in the chat. Shout out to White
Just
Falcon.
in
Shout
general.
out to Wiz. What's good? Julian Blum. Danny Landis in the building. And what up, Jersey Shore? Good to see you. Not you guys. You guys are more level headed. For the most part, there's a couple of y'all out there. I know who you are, but but not the ones that are here now. Anyway, things got a little crazy. And before the game started, I did the pre-game with Sim and the crew with Nothing But Knicks. It was me, Sim, and Josh. And I said, you
Nice.
know what? I think the Knicks are going to lose this game. And it's
Uh-huh.
not because they're trying to lose it or necessarily trying to win it. I think they're just going to go out there and work on some things, right? Put their players out there, run their sets, and just see how everything plays out. And sure
Mhm.
enough, the Knicks lost the game. They took out most of the starters right at the end of the third quarter. It was tied, I think,
Yeah.
84-84 or 82-82, something like that. And then they started playing, other guys, giving guys a chance because that's what the preseason is about. It don't
That's what it's
the
supposed to
games
be
don't
for.
count. Yeah. So when I'm on Twitter and I'm looking at people like, oh, man, the Knicks haven't improved. Look at all these other teams, what they're doing. Look at Wembanyama. What are we talking about here? We preseason, man. Like, come on. I don't know. I think we got to calm down, folks. That's all I'm saying. We just got to calm down. That's all. It's not that big of a deal. We'll be all right. We're gonna be all right. Um,
It's,
and then the other
it's gonna
thing
be a
that I just wanted to
travesty
bring
if we
up.
don't. It's gonna be a travesty if we don't
Oh,
come out red hot in the first
oh,
9 to 10
you ain't
games.
lying. You ain't lying. That would not be good. So now in this game, we saw RJ did not. He shot okay from the free throw line, but he didn't go on the roll that he was on in the first game. But
Right.
he was, I think, our leading scorer from the field. Oh, and shout out to Emmanuel quickly. In that first preseason game, he had 21 points.
He
He had a
was
good game.
right.
Yeah, in this second game, RJ was the leading scorer, I believe, and he had about 21. And he had some stuff that was working for him. Of course, it was a little sporadic. He missed some shots here and there, but he scored his points like typical RJ. Um, but I think the thing that was really interesting for me from this game, if I had a takeaway, and the takeaway started something, was the play of Grimes and the play of Fournier. Because for whatever reason, Grimes just didn't really, he's still not clicking yet. And
Mm.
the other thing about Grimes, I always looked at Grimes like he's inconsistent, right? But then at
Right.
the end of the season, when I looked at his numbers, I'm like 38, 39% from three, whatever it was, 80% from the free throw line. And I was shocked because I didn't see him that way. When I'm watching, my eye test told me something different. So right now that he's struggling a little bit just to find the rhythm, I'm not making a big deal about it. It's okay. It's preseason. He's just got to
Right.
get into game shape, get that game speed going, and slow himself down. But the
Mhm.
question that came up, John, and a lot of things I see, I was listening into the Organic Fanatics podcast on YouTube. Guys, please support them. Really good show. Um, they were really getting into Grimes, right? And talking about how maybe he's not the guy because and then not
Mm.
just based on those preseason games, just his overall body of work. Like because you've seen
Right.
him go out there and work out with Penny Hardaway. You've seen him go out there and work out with JJ Redick, and you're expecting to see something different. You don't want to see the exact same player out there, and he kind of looks like the exact same player. So people are waiting to see what's the difference in with all this work. What's your thoughts? Did you see anything with Grimes or see anything different?
Yeah, I don't necessarily look at someone doing like off-season workouts to better their game necessarily look different. I think it's to better their personal game. Yeah, I think the
Mm-hmm.
player's still going to be the same, but there's some nuance in the game that you want to be able to correct. And that's why you go to a Penny Hardaway, or you want to see the game a little differently from a Penny Hardaway standpoint versus you trying to pick up a skill set or a style that you don't necessarily have or garner. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna play how you are accustomed to playing, but you want to see the game differently, and you want to sort of better your IQ. And I think that's what you're gonna gain from Anthony Hardaway. Um, as far as JJ Redick is also an IQ thing. It's like how do you come off the screens? How do you get open? Like how do you get into your shot? Um, you know, Grimes has a defensive side. His motor is very high, so I expect him. That's the one thing he has to hang his hat on is that he's always going to be relied upon on the defensive side. It's the offensive side and what he should be picking up. Like, where am I supposed to be when I'm coming off of a screen? And then what is my playmaking ability going to allow me to dictate moving from there? You know what I mean? Like, so I think for him this season is what can he do outside of just spot shooting that will translate in game action, right? Can he take the ball off the dribble a little bit more and be more of a playmaker than just a spot up shooter? I think, and that's why you're going to see Anthony Hardaway because he can read the game, he can sort of speak the language to you, like when you're diving, off of a screen, you have X, Y, Z you can do. These are your options. You know what I mean? So those are the things that I think outside of just the dribble and regular shooting skill type drill stuff that they do, he's gonna shoot it and he's gonna play like he plays. It's all the other things that he's going to hopefully, sort of add to his game. But you won't know playing like 15, 20 minutes. Like you got to see him play in the full game. And then also rotation wise, who he's going to be playing with on the court. Will he be the first man off?
Mm-hmm.
Will he be the first man out? And then when he comes back in, who is he with? Stuff like that.
Right. Right. I mean those are all fair points. I mean that's realistically that's the way you got to look at it. I mean there's no better way to look at it. That's how we should look at it. Um I think what also put a little, added a little fuel to the fire too was um Tibbs' misuse or underuse of Evan Fournier in general, right? So then you get these preseason games and give Evan Fournier some minutes and he puts up some points, right? And then in the second preseason game, you give him some minutes consistent again and he puts up like 15 points. And you're looking at Grimes and you're saying, man, what's going on with him? We expect him to take that next step. That it's like I said, it's still early, it's preseason, but I'm just saying that the average fan looks at it that way. And then they look at a guy like Fournier who's not getting minutes. And we already know he doesn't play defense like that. And he's a little bit of a liability on that end. But when he can contribute like 15 points, it does kind of help to make up for some of those defensive lapses. So it's just interesting to see what's going on right now and see that Fournier stays ready. And if you need him to do certain things when it comes to putting the ball in the hoop, he can do it. Which and the other thing about it too was, I get on Fournier because I'm like, we know he's kind of like a one-trick pony. But in these two preseason games, he hasn't necessarily scored all his buckets from outside. He's been driving inside the lane. So I'm like, I know he's doing it because he's trying to show, look, I got game. I can still play this game. Okay, let me say it like this. When I see how Fournier is playing, this reminds me of FIBA Fournier. Because to me, when Fournier is playing with his team, his local team, they give him a lot more
touches.
He's able, yes, touches.
He gets the touches.
He's
too.
able to do different things. Yeah.
Right.
So this is what I was seeing this first two preseason games with Fournier. He was just able to kind of move around and just if you give him the ball and he'll pick a spot and he just played like that version of himself. So it was good to see.
It's also helpful that he's in the rotation with players that are able to get him the ball, right? Like a DiVincenzo is so unselfish that he is willing to make the extra pass to him. And then he's also making the extra cut, which also allows for, more spacing. When, in years, I will say last year, it was cluttered in areas where Fournier, early on will have a chance to show what he can do, even though it's very minimal. When he was on the floor, everything was sort of cluttered. He wasn't able to sort of work in his sort of style of play. I think right now, with the team that he's on the court with, or the four other players that they put him with, he's more comfortable with that group, which also allows him to, the success that he's seeing early on. Again, if this wasn't a Tibbs run team, let's say this, any other team outside of a Tibbs run team would be using Evan Fournier as an option, but he's here with the Knicks, and Tibbs is going to go with his rotation, how he sees fit. Now, if he's able to break that rotation, kudos to him, and I think it would benefit us in moments of a game. But I don't necessarily think that there's going to be enough basketballs to go around, especially with the 40-minute plus that Julius and RJ are going to see. And I expect also RJ Barrett to also get those kind of minutes as well.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree that's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What Angel Torres is saying, he may just get traded. But again, they're gonna probably use Fournier as a bargaining chip for when, there's the trade deadline hits and all of that. I don't necessarily see him being traded before the start of the season, but anything is possible. But I do think that Fournier would be a good trading chip midway through.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes sense to me. Like it's this is a good problem to have, believe me. But here's the real funky. I don't know who said this, and I want to give people credit, but I don't remember where I heard it. What What's the chance that Tibbs does something crazy and starts Fournier at the small forward? Now, I saw somebody said in the chat right now, but I've seen it somewhere else too. Is that wild?
That would be surprising, especially because he was out of your rotation the year before. Like, you know what I mean? And he also stated in true form, minutes or numbers don't lie, right? That's basically what he stated with the winning percentages after Fournier jumped off the, So it's just a moment for him to give a professional, I want to say this, a professional player on his roster the opportunity to show that he can still ball, that he can still do it, and he can still be a valuable member of a team. And I think, Julian Blum is, exactly right. Fournier is one of the main options on the second unit, right? So he's an option. He's not just someone on the side waiting to get the ball swung to him for him to shoot. He's actually in the motion offense or whatever offense they want to run. And then Grimes is the fourth player around ball dominant players, and that's absolutely true. So he's predicated on a stop and pop, right? He's got to catch it on the wing and hit open shots. However, there are moments in the game where you get a ball in that corner and you're not all the way ready to shoot it, or you're defended properly and you have to make a move. Now, when you make that move, that's when the IQ comes in, and that's where you have to see other things happen on the floor that either will get yourself open or a player, your teammate open for an open shot.
Right. Facts. Yeah. I don't know. That would be crazy. I can't see Tibbs doing something that wild and starting Fournier. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him mess around with the lineup, the starting lineup, like, say start a game with the regular lineup and in the second half come out with Fournier to give the team a different look based on what's taking place in the game. Because me, I'm all for Tibbs learning how to do some situational rotation stuff. He still doesn't do that for me yet.
Yeah,
But
it's not going to do
we'll
it.
see.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he is who he is. We are who we are. The team is going to, be successful in the way that it's run. We either got to have a really good game plan that, sort of knocks it out the box in order for us to continue moving forward in this forward trend that we're on. But at some point, you're gonna match up against a team who is, well coached and well balanced, and we're gonna have trouble with that team. It's just what it is.
That's fair. That's true. So, hey guys, listen, we've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, I can't tell you how long. Now, it's a work in progress, right? We are still going to be messing around with it. We still got to clean it up. There's a couple of things we're not that happy about, but we'll fix that. And we also got to set up, the little bells and whistles, make it nice and comfortable for you guys when you try it out. But for right now, we are trying out the phone line, or at least attempting to. So, we do have a call-in number. Look at that. You know what I mean? We got a call-in number. Hopefully, we'll get it cleaned up so there's no extension unless we have to keep it. But I don't necessarily know if we have to. So we'll look at that going forward. But for right now, the number to call in is 347-305-7280. Extension 800. Or another way to think of it is Ron is the best. No, I'm just joking. That's not how you can think of it. It's just a number. Yeah. So if anybody out there would like the opportunity to chop it up with us for a little bit by phone, by all means, feel free to call in. Once again, that's 347-305-7280, extension 800 for now, and hopefully we can knock that extension off. And it's a very generic message when you call in, so just follow the prompts and type in that extension. We'll definitely chop it up. And if somebody just wants to call just to try it out, by all means.
Right.
We just want to test it out going forward. Yeah, man. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, what's White Falcon saying something? Um, is it what are you getting bombarded with advertisements? Because I know
Mm-mm.
YouTube has switched and doing this new thing where they now are entering more ads on behalf of people. So I have to monitor it and take a look at it to see if it's getting too crazy because I have the ability to chop that up. But so just
So
let me
what, they
know,
break
guys, if it
into
gets too
our
crazy.
show? Is that what it is?
They are now breaking into shows. Yes, yes, but they
What?
don't
That's
do it.
wild.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So just let me know, guys. If it's getting too crazy, let me know.
They're gonna have to start
Um,
paying us for advertising.
well,
Putting that
apparently they're
much.
doing it. The more they break into the show, the more revenue you can get. So
Oh,
I don't
got
know
you.
what that
Got
means.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Wait. So hold on. What does it say? White Falcon. Okay, I see that. Uh, he said, "Look at D Rose. Fournier better start at small forward. What a mess." Yeah, I don't know. Listen, calm down with D Rose too, because guess what? Once again, it's preseason. Until I see D Rose out there balling like that in the regular season, I'm not gonna believe it yet. We gotta let's see. Let's give it some time to see what happens. Um, Shout out to some people in the chat real quick. Shout out to my guy, you know what, the preferred barber of still Nick fans and the Nick community. Dripmore is in the building. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Ah, yeah. Um, Shout out to White Falcon, as I've already said. Francisco Carrillo in the building. ¿Cómo está? What's going on, brother? Um, and Dwayne Dennis is here. What's good, Dwayne? Appreciate you, my brother. But I wanted to. Hey, look at my guy, Comega in the building. What's good, Mega? Appreciate you. Evie's in the building. Hey, Evie, good to see you. Um, Wanted to acknowledge Long Island Sound. What's good, my brother? Hope you're doing well. He said, "Why did the schedule make us have us play the Celtics so many times?" I really don't know, but I think look, I think the NBA, all sports love a rivalry, right? And really nowadays, in a lot of these sports, you don't get that true rivalry feel anymore in any sport, really. Maybe football still has it to a certain extent, and baseball sort of, but it's not the way it used to. Like a Yankee game versus the Red Sox used to be a bloodbath. It
That
was
was
great.
different.
You know,
Not anymore.
it was
That's
different.
shifted too.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's not the same. So maybe the schedule makers, not just with the Knicks, maybe they're doing it with other teams as well. Maybe they're trying to kind of build up and create some type of rivalries, to create this type of thing that's not really existent. But the Knicks are playing better basketball. The Knicks did beat Boston 3 out of 4 last year. Boston is a better team this year, so it creates a little something. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. I don't have any other
Yeah.
rationale for it.
I'm just surprised we
Maybe
see
that's what it
him
is.
in back-to-back start of the season, right? Like first game in, right? We see Boston, and that'll be the second year in a row.
Right, right. So, okay, Ashley Inc.
Oh wait,
says the
no. Last year,
commercial.
no. Last year we played Detroit, first game of the season, right? So it was the year before.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
yeah,
skipped the
for the regular season.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
year
yeah.
before
I'm
is the
wrong.
one they
I
started
was
the
wrong.
season with Boston.
Right. And
Um, so wait, what does it say here? Oh,
maybe
Ashley
that's
Inc.
why
What
they're
up,
giving
Wiz says. Go ahead.
no, I was saying maybe that's why Fournier is getting all these minutes because they want him to play against Boston.
Get him in, getting him in Boston shape. Maybe.
Get him in
I mean,
early.
that could be it. Yeah, that could be. Um, so Wiz says the commercial was not very distracting. So he was saying it's not a big deal.
Oh,
Okay. All right, cool. But I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I will tell you this, guys. This is a little behind the scenes stuff that you can't see. But you can expect to see a little of that on some of your content creator shows now, because like I said, this is a new thing. But I will tell you this: I can see in the corner of my eye this new thing that pops up. A commercial is going to happen in 5 minutes and 43 seconds. But
wow.
apparently, I have the ability to stop it, I guess. I don't know.
Mm.
Right now, when I hover over it, it says resume ad. So I don't know if I click on it, will it start the ad now? I don't know. So I'm gonna leave it and see what happens, guys. But like I said, apologies if the commercials get too overbearing, but it helps pay some of that YouTube dollar, and maybe still Knicks fans benefits. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Hey.
So
Finally.
what do we got here? Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm still waiting for my Nike Dunkin' Donuts reach out. We've been waiting forever.
Word.
Oh, sorry, it's not happening.
Gatorade. Need that Gatorade money.
So it looks like everybody's scared to call. So all those people complaining about can we get a phone line? None of those people are here tonight. so that we can test it and see if it works. Oh man, but like I said, the number is up, guys. If you want to, it's available. You can try it out. Even if you just want to jump in and say, "Hey Ron, hey John, what up, Jose?" Just checking out your phone line, seeing how it is. I'll be calling in the future. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying you have to do that, but do that. I'm waiting. So listen, I don't want to go too crazy with these rumors, but I just wanted to touch on the rumors a little. We went a deep dive on Saturday about this stuff, so I'm not going to go too crazy. But I'm here with John, so I want to be able to chop it up with John about it a little bit. So John, just real quick, I'm gonna combine them all together.
All right.
What's your thoughts on? And look who I'm asking. I forgot. I know what John's gonna say. I'm like, what's your thoughts on the Knicks keeping an eye on Karl Anthony Towns, keeping an eye on Joel Embiid, keeping an eye on Donovan Mitchell? Because they've been forthright saying that they're keeping an eye on all of these players. And I'm going to add a little bit more to it. We did recently see, because of the fact that the Knicks played Minnesota, you got the press bites, sound bites or whatever. Tibbs said some glowing things like praising Cat, and Cat said some glowing things praising Tibbs. So, just throwing that out there. What's your thoughts on the rumors of the Knicks watching these three guys in particular?
I mean, they're supposed to. I mean, they're a franchise in the biggest market in the NBA, right? They're in the biggest market, and it's the entertainment capital of the world. So you really want to be able to not close the door on any potential superstar players that can help your franchise in some way, right? Not to say that they would be a good fit necessarily with the team that we currently have constructed, but either one of those gentlemen would be good for the city, as far as play and what they give back, right? So knowing that Julius is sort of like in his last tenure, right, with the Knicks, you could assume that he's gonna opt out at some point, and then he's gonna go into the free agent market. So for me, it's like why not keep interest open and see what potential trades may show themselves midway through the season, right? Because if you close the door now and say no, we're not interested, then when the trade talks come on, and when February comes around, when teams are not doing as well as they were supposed to be doing, and players have an option to find a new home, you just you just blocked yourself. So for me, it's a smart move. It's a smart move to keep interest there. It's a smart move for Tibbs to turn the table past his tenure in Minnesota. Was it Minnesota? You know what I mean? Just because there was a blow up there, right? When he was coaching, and players didn't want to play for him, right? So, I think it's good that he's maturing in a sense of saying that he holds no ill will towards Cat, and and believes in him, as a player, right? Believes in his work ethic to become an elite center. I mean, that's what he is. In this league, he's an elite center, or power forward, because now he's shifting both power forward and center positions, right? And he's He's a capable scorer, rebounder, decent shot blocker. Now, is he the man on your team? Shouldn't be, right? That's the reason why Anthony
Yeah.
Edwards has become the player he is now today, because they realized that they needed something. They needed a more dynamic type player in Minnesota for them to um, just be, you know, a marketable team. Because Cat isn't really
Agreed.
that guy, right? So,
Right.
but he is a really strong piece, though, right?
Hmm.
He's an all star caliber player, um, and yeah, he'll bolster your offense for sure. Um, and it remains to be seen if he will step up on the defensive side in that way, in that capacity, right? To be like an all defensive team or make an all defensive team. Um, Joel Embiid is a superstar. He's a reigning MVP, right? So you know what you get with
Hmm.
him. He is a guy who you can make the focal point of your team. Um, However, none of those players will do anything for us if we don't have Brunson. So that means we as a team need to focus our energy on making this Brunson's team and building around Brunson.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I think that's kind of what's already starting to happen. I think Brunson is really taking control of what's going on with the Knicks right now. And they're rallying around him and building around him with the rest of the Villanova cats. But also outside of that, I just think that they are looking at Brunson as the centerpiece into what they do going forward. So
Yeah,
and
as
and
they
and also
should.
it's because yeah, and also, the other thing is like Julius is a really big question mark. I see White
Right.
Falcon put in the chat, you know, he said, I need to know, are we keeping Randall? I think
Nah.
time will tell with that. I think time will tell.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah,
Not
I
if
don't
you
know.
chasing. Not if you chasing a player like Cat, like you was like contract, right? The contracts is definitely the issue, right? When players come, or you're deciding to trade a player for a player, you got to match contracts to a certain degree, right? And we've
Hmm.
gotten guys on a bargain, right? Julius isn't making what Cat is making, and Cat's probably
Right.
making upwards of what 60 mil, something like that, like,
Um,
or he will
no,
be
he's
making
still
60 mil,
he will be. He will be. Yeah,
right?
not yet, but he will
So
be.
that's what I'm saying. Like, like, so you got to really figure that in to the equation. Same thing goes for Embiid. Like, those guys are max contract guys. Um, However, even Donovan comes here. He may be good for this current season because he's under contract, but then once he's off of that contract, he's going to want the bag too. So you really have to pick your poison. And you
Yep.
can't just keep, you're not going to be able to pay everybody. So you got to figure out like what's the best case scenario for the team that you have on the floor. And if you're willing to part ways with Randu, what does your team then look like if you bring in a Donovan Mitchell or a Cat, and then figure it out from there? Because the other question is, is RJ a good piece to keep as a third option? Is he that guy? So it's a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of, you know what I mean? It's a guessing game when
Fair
it
enough.
comes down to trades.
You're not lying, bro. I don't think the Knicks really know, and that's kind of, I think that's fair to say that. I don't think the Knicks know exactly what they want to do yet. But I will tell
Yeah,
you this: if the Knicks trade for Karl Anthony Towns, then I don't think we're keeping Julius Randle.
right. Right. Yeah, I agree. I
That's
agree.
just like an obvious thing, kind of.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
obvious thing I know. I got.
Right.
That's about it.
But if they were to get Embiid, I could see Embiid and Randall playing together because they're good friends, right? And
I
so,
could see that. Yeah.
but so now who you move on from, right? Then you have to move on from some other pieces that you may not want to see gone, but you may have to for an Embiid because that's going to take a big, you know, a lot of cachet to get him here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
players, picks, money, all of that.
It's tough. That's a tough one. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Shout out to, I was just talking about you guys. Organic Fanatics in the building. Salute. What's good? Appreciate
Salute.
you. Please show love to their show, man. Very good. Really good. They definitely have they got that barbershop conversation, that Thanksgiving dinner, the family's all around, they chopping it up and they going ham. I love it. I love it. It's dope. Um, um, White Falcon says we down to one vet left, and Fournier got a little bag. We need to start him. Ooh, man, I'm I'm surprised you're going out on this start Fournier ledge, White Falcon. You, I guess you, in your mind, you're kind of like, we're paying this guy 18 million. He's sitting there. He can contribute. We might as well throw him out there. I mean, there's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
I don't see it, because I think Tibbs is just, it was too much for the team to overcome last year, that he had to make such a drastic decision and say, I'm not playing you guys anymore. So I think,
But that was
I
the
don't know
play
if he can
last year.
find that.
It was
Right.
the
Well,
play
I mean,
last
that's what
year
I'm, it
because
started that way.
right, because they're like, we're paying you and we're expecting you to provide a certain amount of stability to the offense, and it just didn't work out. Like defensively, we were extremely poor with him on the floor. So, and RJ looked horrible on the floor as well to start last year. So
Yeah. And so
there
did
was no question.
no, Quickly. So did Quickly.
Quickly,
They
right?
they got off to a bad start. It just wasn't,
Mhm.
really,
We
it
can't do
wasn't
that
Nick
this year.
basketball.
Can't do that this
Oh,
year.
whoa. I just coined it, folks. You just saw it right here. Still Nick fans. Monday night, I said it wasn't Nick basketball. When has anybody ever referred to anything as Nick basketball? That's right. We play Nick basketball now, folks. That's right. And it wasn't Nick basketball before. I'm really digging what Nick basketball looks like when everything is working together. We got our defense out there and we're going after it. We're grabbing rebounds. That's our brand of basketball. Getting into the
Yeah,
paint, second chance points, rebounding, and playing tough interior defense. That's the Knicks. You notice how I
that's
said
right.
interior defense, right?
Right, right. Yeah, because there's no exterior defense. We're
It's
still
rough.
giving
It's
up
rough.
the three ball at a
Oh my
high
God,
pace.
Minnesota was launching again. Yeah, they were launching.
I didn't know Nas had it in him.
You know what I mean? But you know what? It just makes me feel bad that we didn't get him, because I really wanted Nas Reed as a
You
backup
did.
center that we can interchange with Hartenstein. That would have been nice.
You did. You did. I remember
But
you saying
whatever.
it
It
in
is
the
what
off
it is.
season.
It's okay. It's all right. We can't win them all, right? We can't win them all. Yeah, thank you, Mega. Yeah, Mega said it. Show support, hit that like button, comment, share, and
Yes,
subscribe. I
sir.
appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Well, as I said, guys, this is, really just going to be an abbreviated show. We wanted to come on and chop it up with you guys a little bit. And we also wanted to try out the phone system, but no one
Yeah.
was ready to call tonight, but that's okay. It'll be up and running going forward. Like I said, we'll try to tweak it and clean it up a little bit, make it a little bit more presentable. But other than that, hopefully it
We
works and you
got we
guys can
got
start,
about
calling
15
in.
more minutes. Start calling in. We got about 15 more minutes of the show and
Oh,
call in.
look at
We usually want to make at least an hour program, right?
I was trying to get you up out of here, John, because you
I
wasn't
feel
feeling
you. I
good. Look
feel
at this.
you. I'm still
Look,
not feeling
see,
good, but we're
guys,
gonna
once
go in for a
again,
little bit.
this is what I'm talking to you. See who John is? See the president? Like, he's not even feeling good. But he's like, we can go on. Let's keep pushing. All right. Hey, I'm with it. Are you with it? So, yeah. So, yeah, we got 15 more minutes. Anybody wants to call in, by all means, feel free. The number is 347 305 7280, extension 800. Like I said, we'll see if we can chop that extension off going forward. But for right now, it's there. Bear with it.
Yeah. Call in,
Once
let
again,
us know about how much you hate the extension.
yeah. Just let us know how much you hate the extension. Appreciate you. Once again, that's 347 305 7280. I mean, 305 7280. So
Tomorrow's game. What do you think?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I think tomorrow's game will be similar to game 2. I think we're going to see kind of like a carbon copy of that, except maybe just a few more minutes. So,
Right. You think
Brunson
Brunson gets 30 tomorrow? Like 30 minutes?
No. I think Brunson played most of the first quarter in game 2. I think you're going to see him maybe not play most of the first quarter, but play a good portion of it. And then at some point, Tibbs is going to bring him back again, and give him a couple more minutes. So just to extend it a little bit more, I think he's just revving everybody up and getting them into game shape, because game 4 is a dress rehearsal. Game 4, I think you're going to see Tibbs throw everybody out there the way he normally does.
Right. That's where you really see the rotation. That's where you're really going to see who's going to be in the rotation and who isn't. Unless there's a blowout game, and then at that point anything is, then the minutes are up for grabs at that point.
Right. And so next up is the Boston Celtics again at 7:30, and this is in Beantown, so that should be interesting. And we'll hopefully, I think we will this time around. We're going to see them. I don't know how much we're going to see them, but I think this time around we're going to see Boston's full starting lineup, because remember, we played them last time. They sat everybody because it was a back-to-back for them. So this time around we should be able to see Porzingis and the $300 million man and Tatum and all these guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Knicks, play against them. Even if the game in the end is not going to mean much, I still want to see how it looks.
There was a photo that I seen, I forget where, somewhere on the web, that it was showing like Jaylen Brown taking warm-up shots, and dude looked brolic in that photo. I was like, what? Is he like, have you seen him playing recently? Because I haven't really picked
I haven't seen him, but I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, I told you, any guy who takes this workout so serious that he's underwater, punching underwater, you don't got to tell me nothing else about that dude. I get it. I get it. So yeah, I'm not surprised. That's crazy though. Yeah. That's very nice.
Yeah,
listen, Celtics
crazy, bro.
Celtics are gonna be interesting, man. Celtics gonna be. I know we as Knicks fans we hate the Celtics, but they're gonna be interesting.
Angel Torres says 9 or 10 man rotation. Yeah, I say 8 or 9 for Tibbs. 8 or 9 man rotation.
Well, that's another question. Do you think? Oh, we've got a caller. Our first one, folks. All right. Let's see who we got calling into the show today.
Hello?
Caller, you on the air.
Hello, you hear me, Ron?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so my name is Matteo. I've been watching you for a while. You and your boy John, y'all do an excellent job.
Appreciate you.
Oh man, thank you for calling in. And I'm sorry, how do you say your name again?
My name is Ladell.
Thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate you. Do you have anything you wanted to chop it up about, or you just wanted to call in and say hey?
I just want to call and show y'all respect.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for doing that.
And he gave us a plus, right? Because he just helped us see if the line is working.
I was just gonna say thank you for being our test subject and letting us know that the call-in function is working. I appreciate that, brother. And listen, if you ever want to call in and chop it up, I mean, by all means, feel free to. We'd love to, be able to talk to you about Knicks or whatever you want to talk.
We should ask him how does he feel about tomorrow's game.
You and John have a good night. Stay blessed.
Okay. Oh, what? Real quick, how do you feel about tomorrow's game?
We're too small. We're too small. We're playing Boston. The thing is, we're too small. We got to play more defense. And Tibbs, this is the year you got to show me that he can make adjustments. If he can't make adjustments, man. Because we still got the team, and we still can't play against zone. Right. To this day, zone still bothers us.
Yeah,
and Julius, he's wishy-washy, but he's the best we got. He's the best. He's a good player during the regular season, but I'm getting tired. You can't keep making excuses for this guy. This guy got to play. Right. If Jalen Brunson dropped 40, he can at least give us 25. Give us at least to see the numbers in the playoffs. He doesn't do that.
Right.
He doesn't. So it's disappointing. And Tibbs, Quentin Grimes got to get the ball more. They got to send him with some picks. They got to open the offense a little bit. You still got guys sitting in the corner. I used to watch Obi sit in the corner.
Right.
I see Grimes sitting in the corner. And when you got three dominant players with the ball, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett, they got to pass the ball. You got to open it up and make some cuts. Don't Mitch the ball sometimes. Run some plays for Mitch. If it stays the same, it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Always 9 people.
I'm in agreement with what you're saying, man.
So I watch your show. I watch the other shows too, and hey, you're doing a good job. You and John. And thank you for having me on.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate you, Laudel. Thank you for calling in, man. Once again, call in anytime, brother.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah, you too. Our first caller, man. It's like getting, yeah, let's go. Yes, it's like getting opening up a new business and getting that first dollar bill, putting it up on the wall. Bang.
Right?
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in once again. And we got a couple more minutes. John is fighting through. He's going to need some tea, maybe some Epsom salt. I don't know.
I'm gonna be here standing sleep.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Oh man, Julian Blum said, leave that kid alone. He's been deli meat since he was drafted. Oh man, that is a ham sandwich reference for Quentin Grimes, folks. If you didn't know, Omega says grilled Grimes on pumpernickel. Oh man, you guys.
These are the guys who are on Twitter going at it, huh?
Nah, they can't be, man. Not these guys.
That's hilarious. That's funny. Listen, you got to show and prove, man. I mean, if your play speaks for itself. If you come into the regular season, you know what I mean. Ineffective. This goes for RJ too. Like, you're gonna get it. There ain't no more excuses for any one of them. They're in their fourth year. Like,
right.
RJ Barrett in his fourth year. What is it? This is 5 for Julius. Like, you gotta show and prove. There's no more excuses. You can't keep, we can't. There's no room for it anymore, right? We already know that we've moved on, and this is Jalen Brunson's team already. Like, this is like, it's gonna be his team to run. But as far as the other two players who, for the most part are our go-to players, they have to show and prove, and they have to make everyone around them better. And if they can't do that, then, by all means, the Knicks have to start figuring out ways to move on from them. And the same goes for Grimes. Grimes is what year? This is what, third year?
Yep, year 3.
So
this is listen, what John is saying is stuff I haven't said it recently, but I said it a couple months ago. Show and prove you for a lot of these guys, man. Even the guys you wouldn't expect it, it's still kind of a show and prove year, because there's certain things like Julius Randle, all-star, all NBA. You wouldn't think it's a show and prove year for Julius. It is, because Julius is about to get that bag. He's trying to get that money. And if he wants to stay a Knick, it's definitely a show and prove year. And to the fans, if we can make the playoffs again, it's a show and prove year for Julius, because he's got to show that, he can play consistently in the playoffs. Because the other day going through it with NBK, we did notice that in the Miami series, Julius had a couple good games. He did. He had some stinkers, but he did. He played. He just needs to build on that. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, we can get back there. I don't know, brother. Yeah, man, we got a couple more minutes, guys. If anybody wants to call in real quick before we head out of here. But outside of that, I got to ask you this. I know we kind of touched on it already with them keeping an eye on, but as we get closer, do you really feel like it's a foregone conclusion that Donovan Mitchell is going to be a Knick?
Oh, you remember I said this a year ago, 2 years ago. Like that's gonna
Yeah.
be the play. I really do think that that's gonna be the play because Julius comes off the books. You know what I mean? And if you're able to have him as a trade piece for Donovan Mitchell to bring him here early, because again, Cleveland is gonna have to show him something, right, or match a certain price point to keep him. He at some point he's going to opt out and he's going to be in the free agent market, and the team that he wants to go to, it's either New York or Miami. That's been quoted out there. He had stated that he thought he was going to New York, right? And he was excited about it. So everything points to him using the New York market, or not even using the New York market, either choosing the New York market or a market that's comparable to that for his next, you know what I mean, his next payday.
Right. Yeah. I think I mean I don't know. I'm just like I've been through so much with this Knick team and us trying to acquire star players and foregone conclusions. I'm just like I'm shell shocked.
His dad's a Met. You don't believe in that?
I listen, man. I really wish things would work out the way you would hope they would. Yeah, I mean, like that makes sense to me. He should definitely be a New York Knick.
Right.
But the part of me, what messes everything up is years ago.
If his dad was Derek Jeter, he would have been here already. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I mean, 100%. What year? Hold on. This is going to answer my question. This is what messed up everything for the Knicks. Yep, that's it right there. That's the question I'm looking for. What's the answer? Because I forgot already. 2012 is the year that messed everything up, folks. You guys know what happened in 2012? The New Jersey Nets moved to Brooklyn. That's what messed everything up. If they would have just kept themselves in New Jersey, then I could say Donovan's coming to New York. He wants New York. He'll be in New York. But now that he can come to New York and be in Brooklyn, it's still New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's not the same flavor though, bro. I don't think Donovan would want to be a New York or Brooklyn Net. I don't think it rings for him. I don't think that would be the team.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I appreciate you. Thank you, White Falcon. White Falcon is on it. He's like an advertisement again. Appreciate you, White Falcon. So how many before we get out of here, just real quick, White Falcon. How many did you see so far tonight? Because I'm just curious. How many, or anybody can chime in if you've been watching the show from the beginning, how many advertisements did you count since the show has been on? Because I just want to know that too. Because if it's crazy, like if it's 2, okay, but if it's more than 2, I might have to talk to my YouTube people and figure that out.
Pay someone a visit.
Yeah, a little bit. Might have to go call my YouTube aficionado and set up a meet. So John, while I have you here, any final words, my brother?
Oh man, as always, I appreciate you for having me on as always, and appreciate the folks who jump in every week to show us some love and to keep us going on the chat. Appreciate you all. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and looking forward to the next one.
Okay, good. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Always a pleasure to chop it up with you. And then thank you for gutting it through this and being here while you're not feeling too great under the weather. White Falcon says 2 ads for him since he's been on, 2 ads. And I think that might be all that they populated, because I think there was it didn't start from the beginning of the show. It starts at a certain point. So, all right, well, we'll see. It's something that we're going to monitor going forward and kind of see how that plays out. Like I said, we want to pay the YouTube bills, but we also don't want to annoy people while watching a live show. You know what I mean? So, but thank you as always. Shout out to the best chat in the community. Well, one of the best chats. I don't want to downplay other people's chats, but our chat is pretty damn dope. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure.
Hey, and shout
They
out
got
to my
jokes for
guy.
days.
Yeah, we got a funny chat. Shout out
I
to
need
my
that
guy Jose on the
Metamucil.
ones and twos.
Facts.
Jose, you with us, baby? Hey, there he is. There he is. All right, guys. Well, you know how it is, man. We're going to continue to keep coming with the content. Hopefully, you continue to support the show. Hit that like button. Smash it. Smash that like button, please. And tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still, Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly. With yours truly, my guy John, and my man Jose holding it down on the ones and twos. Thursday nights for the NBA wrap-up. Yeah, man, all the boys and girls are talking about it. NBA wrap-up on NBK at 8:30. Please tune in. This Thursday is going to be another good show. We got another good guest. We are hoping to continue to provide more and more content on NBK as well. And also Saturdays, 11:30 for Know the Ledge with yours truly, as I talk you guys off the ledge. And, you know, I was thinking I wouldn't have to do too much of that this year, but I can see, judging by what's happening in this preseason, oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of talking off the ledge. So it should be pretty fun season. Thank you guys, as always. Continue to show your support and love for the show, because we really thank you for all you do. And thank you for, to my guy, who called in,
Lydell?
our first caller, Lydell. Yeah, that's probably the best way to say it, Lydell. Thank you for calling in on the and being our first caller on the show. And guys, it's up and running, so now you'll be able to call in on Monday nights, and maybe we can kind of get that towards other shows. But let's start with Monday first. So thank you once again. That's pretty much it, man. It's been a really good night, good conversation with my guy, and we'll catch you on the next one. So stay blessed.
Later.
Freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.